Karen reported a vendor over licensing, then stole fruit and got arrested for theft. Have you ever wondered what happens when someone's sense of entitlement backfires spectacularly? In the heart of a vibrant farmer's market, Karen Mitchell, a self-proclaimed neighborhood watchdog, thought she was above the law. Known for her relentless complaints about permits and regulations, she targeted a humble fruit vendor, Javier, whose only crime was selling juicy mangoes without a proper license. But what unfolded next was a twist of irony that left the entire market buzzing and Karen in handcuffs. Karen had a reputation in the small town of Crestview. With her perfectly coiffed hair and a purse that screamed money, she strutted through the weekly farmer's market like she owned it. Every Saturday, she'd scrutinize vendors, her phone ready to snap photos of any violations. Javier, a soft-spoken immigrant who'd been selling fruit from his colorful cart for years, was her latest target. His mangoes, oranges, and pineapples drew crowds, but Karen didn't care about the quality. She cared about rules. No license, no business. She'd barked at Javier one morning, waving a finger in his face. She'd called the city's licensing office, reporting him for operating without proper documentation, hoping to shut him down. Her complaint triggered an investigation, leaving Javier stressed and his livelihood at risk. But the truth about Karen's crusade wasn't as righteous as she claimed. Behind her sanctimonious facade, Karen had a secret. She was drowning in debt. Her lavish lifestyle, designer clothes, weekly spa visits, and a leased SUV came at a cost she couldn't sustain. The market, with its fresh produce and bustling crowds, was her escape, but also her temptation. She developed a habit of sampling goods without paying, justifying it as her right for keeping the market honest. A strawberry here, a peach there, no one noticed, or so she thought. But Javier noticed. He'd seen her slip fruit into her bag before, but he'd stayed quiet, hoping to avoid trouble. The tension boiled over one sweltering Saturday. Karen, emboldened by her latest victory in getting Javier's cart inspected, marched through the market with her usual air of superiority. Javier's stand was packed, customers raving about his perfectly ripe mangoes. Karen, eyeing the crowd, felt a surge of resentment. "He's probably selling stolen fruit," she muttered to herself, clutching her phone to document more evidence. But as she leaned in to snap a photo, her hand darted out, grabbing a mango and slipping it into her bag. Then another, and another. The crowd was too busy to notice, but Javier's teenage daughter, Sophia, who helped at the stand, saw everything. "Hey!" Sophia shouted, her voice cutting through the market's hum. "You're stealing from us." Karen froze, her face flushing red. "I'm just checking the quality," she snapped, but her voice wavered. Sophia wasn't having it. She stepped forward, pointing at Karen's bag. "You've been doing this for weeks. I saw you last time, too." The crowd turned, murmurs rippling through the market. Karen, cornered, went on the offensive. "How do you accuse me? I'm the one keeping this market safe. You're probably selling illegal fruit anyway." Her voice grew shrill, but Sophia stood her ground, her eyes blazing. "You reported my dad to get him shut down, and now you're stealing from him? You're a hypocrite." The confrontation drew a crowd, and that's when an unexpected player entered the scene. Mrs. Delaney, the elderly woman who ran the flower stall next to Javier's. Known for her quiet demeanor, she'd been watching Karen's antics for months. "I saw her take an orange last week," Mrs. Delaney said, her voice steady but firm. "And a pineapple the week before. She's been at it for a while." The crowd gasped, and Karen's bravado crumbled. Her eyes darted around, searching for an escape. But the marketgoers formed a loose circle, their phones now recording her. Karen's desperation erupted. "This is outrageous," she screamed, shoving past Sophia and knocking over a crate of oranges. The fruit rolled across the ground, some bursting underfoot, their juice staining the pavement. In her frenzy, Karen grabbed more mangoes, stuffing them into her bag as if possessed. "I deserve this," she shouted, her entitlement laid bare. "You people don't appreciate what I do for this town." But her outburst was short-lived. A police officer, Officer Ramirez, who'd been patrolling the market, pushed through the crowd. "Ma'am, put the bag down," he said, his tone calm but authoritative. Karen's face twisted in defiance, but the sight of his handcuffs made her freeze. The market fell silent as Officer Ramirez questioned Karen. Sophia, trembling but resolute, recounted every detail backed by Mrs. Delaney's testimony and a bystander's video. Karen's bag was opened, revealing 6 stolen mangoes and 2 oranges, their vibrant colors a stark contrast to her pale, sweating face. "This is a misunderstanding," Karen stammered, but the evidence was undeniable. Officer Ramirez cuffed her, reading her rights as the crowd watched in stunned silence. Javier, who'd been silent during the chaos, looked at his daughter with pride. "You did the right thing, Mija," he whispered. As Karen was led away, the market erupted in whispers. Her fall was swift and brutal. The woman who'd terrorized vendors with her complaints was now the thief, her hypocrisy exposed for all to see. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. Karen, who'd reported Javier for a licensing issue, was arrested for theft in the very market she claimed to protect. Word spread quickly, and by evening, local news outlets were running the story. Karen faced charges of petty theft and vandalism for damaging Javier's cart. The court ordered her to pay restitution, and her reputation in Crestview was shattered. She became a cautionary tale, her name synonymous with entitlement gone wrong. But the story didn't end with Karen's arrest. The market rallied around Javier. Customers, moved by his quiet dignity and Sophia's courage, flooded his stall with support. A local lawyer offered to help him secure his vendor's license, pro bono. Mrs. Delaney started a petition to reform the town's strict licensing laws, arguing they unfairly targeted small vendors. The community's response was a powerful reminder that justice isn't just about punishment, it's about rebuilding what was broken. Karen's downfall was a wake-up call for Crestview. It sparked conversations about fairness, privilege, and the power of community. Javier's cart thrived, his mangoes sweeter than ever, while Karen faded into obscurity, her watchdog days over. The market, once tense under her scrutiny, became a place of unity, where vendors and customers stood together against injustice. What do you think? Was Karen's punishment fair, or did her actions stem from deeper issues we should consider? Share your thoughts. Let's talk about where the line between right and wrong really lies.